Very good morning, dear students. In this chapter, that is chapter number 14, Sources of Energy. Till now, we have discussed various aspects that are very important for examination. So, as this chapter is very small, it will get completed in 4 to 5 sessions. So, before we move to today's topic, let us have a brief recap of what we have studied in this chapter till date. So, first of all, we learned about why it is necessary to conserve energy sources. We studied about different types of fuels, in which condition which type of fuel is used, on what factors does that depend. We also studied about the different characteristics of an ideal fuel. After that, we studied about what is the meaning of fossil fuels, because fossil fuels are those fuels that we are using since ancient times. So we understood what is the meaning of fossil fuels, and then we also discussed about various disadvantages related to fossil fuels. Then we studied about a thermal power plant. We also studied about hydropower plants, how these plants work, what is the source of energy in it. Then next important topic that we studied is the definition of biomass. We studied about the preparation of a biogas plant, the construction of a biogas plant, how does it work, and we also studied about many advantages that are associated with biogas. After that, we studied about wind energy. We studied about windmills and wind farms. In that topic also, we studied about the advantages of wind energy as well as disadvantages of wind energy. After that, we studied about solar energy, how we use solar energy in different form. We learned about solar cooker, that how the energy obtained from sun can be used to cook food using solar energy. Then we studied about solar cells, that how solar cells can be used to generate electricity. We studied about the advantages and disadvantages of using solar energy for production of electricity. Today, we are going to discuss another form of energy that is generally obtained from the sea. Yes, energy can also be obtained from sea. So one of the energy that is obtained from sea is known as tidal energy. So before we study what is tidal energy, we should have clear-cut understanding of what is the meaning of tides. Dear students, in 9th standard we studied about gravitation. There was a separate chapter in physics that dealt with gravitational force. In that chapter we studied that each heavenly object or each object of universe attracts every other object. So whatever water is there in oceans and seas, that water experiences gravitational pull of sun and moon, mainly the moon, on the spinning earth. As a result, due to that gravitational force, the level of water in the sea rises and falls. तो ये जो पानी राइज होता है और फॉल होता है, उसे हम टाइड बोलते हैं, जिसे हम हाई टाइड और लो टाइड भी बोलते हैं. So this phenomenon is called high tides and low tides, and the difference in sea level gives us tidal energy. So to use tidal energy, a dam is constructed across the narrow opening in the sea. A turbine is fixed at the opening of the dam, which converts the tidal energy to electricity. यानी जब हाई टाइड और लो टाइड आता है, जब पानी आगे भी मूव होता है और कुछ वक्त वो पीछे भी मूव होता है, तो जब वो मूव होता है, तो that moving water can be used to run the turbine, and as we saw in the earlier topics, right? We talked about thermal energy and we also discussed about hydro energy. In those cases, there was rotation of turbine, and that turbine in turn helps us in generating electricity. Now, there are certain advantages as well as disadvantages of tidal energy. You need to listen it carefully. So the advantages associated with tidal energy, the first point is that it's a renewable source of energy. Tides will come and go every day regularly. Secondly, as we are not using any fuel, as we are not burning any fuel, there won't be any problem of environmental pollution. Once established, it doesn't require that much high maintenance. Maintenance cost is quite low. Again, as fuel is not used, it does not leave any residue or harmful waste behind it. And the last point is that it does not depend on seasonal or climatic changes, right? The tides will come and go on regular basis. वो किसी सीजन पे डिपेंड नहीं रहता कि भाई इसी सीजन में टाइड्स आएंगे या इस सीजन में टाइड्स नहीं आएंगे. So when there are certain advantages, it also has certain disadvantages. So what are the disadvantages? The first is that tidal dams cannot be constructed everywhere. There are only few sites around the world which can be used to harness or use the tidal energy. And the second disadvantage that you can think about is that this rise and fall of water can't be used to generate electricity on very large scale. Yes, it can generate electricity, but it can generate electricity only on the small scale. Large scale electricity production is not possible using tidal energy. तो इस टॉपिक में हमने क्या पढ़ा है? We understood about the term of tidal energy, how the tides are caused. To harness the tidal energy, we have to construct a dam across the opening of the sea, and then we studied about the advantages and disadvantages associated with tidal energy. Similarly, the second energy is wave energy. We know that the huge waves have a large amount of kinetic energy. So this kinetic energy of waves, when they come and fall on the shore, can be used again to rotate a turbine and generate electricity. Now, how are the waves generated? The waves are generated by strong winds blowing across the sea. So you can use this wave energy at those positions where wind is quite strong, जहाँ पे जो waves है वो continuous आने चाहिए due to large speed of wind. So different devices have been developed to use this wave energy for, again, as I said, rotation of turbine. तो जब waves आके टर्बाइन पे स्ट्राइक करते हैं तो वो टर्बाइन को रोटेट करेंगे, and when this turbine rotate, it will generate electricity. So tidal energy, wave energy, in both this energy, one thing is common, that this energy is obtained from sea. In both the cases, we are rotating the turbines. In one case, we are using tides to rotate the turbine. In second case, we are using the waves created by strong winds to run the turbine and generate electricity. One more form, and the most important one, the most probable question to be asked if a question is asked from the energy obtained from sea, is the ocean thermal energy. Now, how does it work? The water at the surface of sea or ocean is heated by the sun, whereas the water in the deeper sections is relatively cold. हमको पता है कि जो ocean होता है या sea होता है, it contains large volumes of water, उसकी depth भी काफी होती है. तो जो sun के rays हैं, they strike only the upper layer of the water. तो जो upper layer of water होता है, वो heat होता है, but that heat does not pass through all the layers and goes till deep down the ocean. वो नीचे तक नहीं जाता. तो एज ए रिजल्ट क्या होता है कि जो सरफेस पे जो वाटर होता है वो सनलाइट की वजह से गर्म होता है, बट द वाटर इन द डीपर सेक्शन, जो थोड़ा डेप्थ पे वाटर होता है, राइट, it will be relatively cold, means it will have less temperature compared to the water that is at the surface of the sea or ocean. So this difference in temperature is used to obtain the energy using ocean thermal energy conversion plants, also known as OTEC in short. तो जो ओशन थर्मल एनर्जी है वो किस फिनोमिनन पे वर्क करती है, उसका प्रिंसिपल क्या है? So the principle behind ocean thermal energy is that there is a relative difference of temperature between the water at the surface and the water located at the deeper sections of ocean. So we have to generate, or we have to make a ocean thermal energy conversion plant to exploit this difference and generate energy, that is electricity. What is the condition? These plants, that is the ocean thermal energy conversion plants, can operate if the temperature difference between the water at the surface and water at the depth up to 2 km is 20 Kelvin or 20 degree Celsius or more. तो ये सबसे important condition है. If the theory is not asked for 2-3 marks, it might be also asked for a short question, that what should be the difference in temperature between the water at the surface and water at the depth. At the beginning of this topic, I already told you that there is difference in temperature between the water at the surface and water at the depth. तो वो जो difference है up to the depth of 2 km should be minimum 20 Kelvin or 20 degree Celsius or more. Then only the energy can be produced. तो उसे कैसे यूज करते हैं? बहुत ही सिंपल है. As we know that the water on the surface is quite hot, so this warm surface water is used to boil a volatile liquid like ammonia. जो अमोनिया होता है वो बहुत ही volatile liquid है. If little bit temperature is given, it converts into vapor. So the surface of the water has enough temperature to convert this liquid ammonia into vapor. तो जो सरफेस पे जो टेम्परेचर है वो लिक्विड अमोनिया को वेपर में कन्वर्ट करेंगे. दिस वेपर्स, जैसे कि थर्मल पावर प्लांट में वाटर की वेपर्स को हम यूज करते थे टू रोटेट अ टर्बाइन, हियर वी विल यूज द वेपर्स ऑफ दिस लिक्विड, दैट इज अमोनिया, टू रन द टर्बाइन ऑफ द जनरेटर विच विल जनरेट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. नाउ द कोल्ड वाटर विच इज फ्रॉम द डेप्थ ऑफ ओशन is pumped up and these vapors are made to pass through this cold water through pipes. तो हुआ क्या कि जो सरफेस पे जो लिक्विड अमोनिया था, ड्यू टू द हीट of the water on the surface, that liquid ammonia got converted into vapor. That vapor was used to rotate the turbine which generated electricity. अब ये जो वेपर है उसको फिर से लिक्विड में कन्वर्ट करना है, तो उसको क्या करेंगे? तो उसको हम पाइप्स में से पास करेंगे और उस पाइप के आसपास हम डेप्थ का जो ठंडा पानी है, द कोल्ड वाटर, उसको ऊपर लाएंगे. तो व्हेन दैट पाइप कम्स इन द कॉन्टेक्ट ऑफ कोल्ड वाटर, इट विल कंडेंस, वेपर कंडेंस हो जाएगी. ठीक है, कंडेंस होगी तो क्या होगा? नाउ वेपर विल गेट अगेन कन्वर्टेड इनटू लिक्विड अमोनिया. दिस लिक्विड अमोनिया विल बी अगेन टेकन टू द सरफेस. जब वो सरफेस पे आएगा तो सरफेस वाटर उसे वॉलेटाइल लिक्विड होने की वजह से उसको वेपर में कन्वर्ट करेंगे. दैट वेपर विल अगेन रन द टर्बाइन. अगेन दिस वेपर विल बी कूल्ड यूजिंग द कोल्ड वाटर एट द डेप्थ. सो दिस साइकिल विल कंटिन्यू. सो दस द डिफरेंस ऑफ टेम्परेचर of the water on the surface and at the depth up to 2 km is used to produce vapor and again convert vapor back into liquid. So this cycle goes on and on, right? And we get electricity in return. So the energy potential from the sea. तो जब sea में से हमने तीन फॉर्म पढ़े, that is the tidal energy, wave energy and ocean thermal energy. तो उसका पोटेंशियल बहुत ज्यादा है, बट ड्यू टू सर्टेन लिमिटेशंस उसका जो कमर्शियल एक्सप्लॉयटेशन है it is very very difficult. So let us again study the advantages and disadvantages of ocean thermal energy. So advantages में पहला है it's again a renewable source of energy, again no fuel use, so no pollution, and again as it doesn't have any fuel it won't leave any residues behind. Limitation क्या है? It requires a huge amount of money to establish such power plant. Second is that power generation will be only on small scale, and third, it will have a very high maintenance cost. These are the advantages and disadvantages associated with ocean thermal conversion plants. The last topic of the day that we are going to study today is geothermal energy. So we will get a brief idea about what energy I am talking about by the name geo. Geo means earth, thermal means heat. So the heat that we obtain from the different layers of earth is used to generate energy. Such energy is known as geothermal energy. Due to geological changes, molten rocks formed in the deeper hot regions of earth crust are pushed upwards and they are trapped in certain regions which are known as hotspots. So when underground water comes in contact with this hotspot, the water will get converted into vapor, so steam will be generated. Sometimes the hot water from the region finds outlets on the surface. उसे हम गर्म पानी के कुंड बोलते हैं, जिसे हम hot springs बोलते हैं, right? So the steam which is trapped in the rocks is routed through a pipe to a turbine. So again यहाँ पे हमको कोल वगैरह यूज नहीं करना पड़ेगा. जो हॉटस्पॉट्स है which contains volcanic eruptions and all those things, they contains hot lava. तो ये जो गर्मी है वो पानी को इवापोरेट करेगी, वेपर बनाएगी, स्टीम बनाएगी. ये जो स्टीम है थ्रू पाइप्स that steam is taken out and it is used to rotate the turbines and generate electricity. तो ये तो बहुत इजी हो गया. ये थर्मल प्लांट के जैसा ही है, बट थर्मल प्लांट में हम क्या करते थे? टू कन्वर्ट वाटर इनटू स्टीम वी हैड टू यूज सम फ्यूल्स लाइक कोल. यहां पे कोई फ्यूल यूज करने की जरूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज अगेन एज आई सेड दैट व्हेन द अंडरग्राउंड वाटर comes into contact of such hotspots, it automatically gets converted into steam. इस steam को हम पाइप से बाहर लाते हैं और इस steam का यूज करते हैं to run the turbine and to generate electricity. Now one good point about this geothermal energy is that the cost of production would not be much, क्योंकि हम यहाँ पे हम कोई fuel यूज नहीं करेंगे, right? But ऐसे spots जहाँ पे hotspot का हम यूज कर सके, ऐसी viable sites है that are very very less, very very limited. Yet, New Zealand and United States of America are the two countries that use this geothermal energy for power generation. But as I said, that such spots are very very limited. हर जगह पे ऐसे spots नहीं रहते, तो उसका सबसे बड़ा limitation ऐसा है कि यहाँ पे आपको हर कंट्री में ऐसे spots नहीं मिलेंगे जहां से आप जियोथर्मल एनर्जी को एक्सप्लॉइट कर सके. सो फ्रॉम टुडेज टॉपिक यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड प्रॉपरली द डिफरेंट फॉर्म्स ऑफ एनर्जी दैट इज ऑब्टेन फ्रॉम सी और ओशन. तो सबसे पहले हमने पढ़ा टाइडल एनर्जी. यू शुड नो अबाउट टाइडल एनर्जी. देन वी स्टडीड अबाउट वेव एनर्जी. इन टाइडल एनर्जी एंड वेव एनर्जी दोनों में हम क्या करते थे? वी यूज द वाटर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ टाइड्स और इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वेव्स टू रोटेट द टर्बाइन एंड जनरेट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी. देन वी स्टडीड अबाउट ओशन थर्मल एनर्जी, दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक डिस्कस्ड इन टुडेज स्लाइड्स. एंड देन इन द लास्ट we discussed about the geothermal energy. So in your notebook you need to write down all these four topics, that is wind energy, tidal energy, ocean thermal energy and geothermal energy. as one of the question might be asked from these four topics. Tomorrow we'll study about nuclear energy and advantages and disadvantages that are associated with using nuclear energy. Till then, bye and take care.